Hey everybody, stop talking in the studio. Welcome to another episode of McMillan and Morrow. I'm Dr. Sean McMillan. This is my co-host, Rich Morrow.
What up, what up?
And here we are, back with the sublime, the ridiculous, the wise, the mundane, all of it coming to you into your very homes and your lives. And we move around the world to see what people are doing. Stories from everywhere and from everyone. And hopefully along the way we'll learn a few things.
Hopefully.
Okay, Rich.
Hopefully we'll learn
what are we doing
not to
today?
do.
What's going on? What are people doing?
I don't know, but I know it's gloomy out here in LA, and I hate it. And I just needed to speak on that because it's a huge problem going on in our city that I wish would hurry up and clear itself up.
What?
Talking about the weather, yeah.
Okay.
When you're from Cleveland, it has a major impact on you.
Well, when you're from Cleveland, you should be used to gloomy weather.
I know. That's exactly why I'm not there no more. And that's a common misconception for people. Just because you're from somewhere with terrible weather, people assume you want to experience terrible weather your whole life or something.
No, that's not the assumption. The assumption is that this is not a radically new experience, so this exaggerated reaction is unwarranted.
It's definitely not exaggerated. I hate it. Anyway, first story. You ready, Doc? So we're not starting off in LA today. We're going to start off in England, actually.
Sorry. Merry old England.
Merry old England. So according to the BBC in England, the Norfolk Council is sorry and, having to apologize for wrongly telling a man that he is dead.
What?
Initial thoughts.
Wrongly telling a man that he's dead. Wrongfully telling a man that he's dead.
Yes, that is the headline. It says that the South Norfolk Council told a 77-year-old man that it was sorry to hear he had died and informed him that he could get a council tax exemption. And it came just 1 month after his wife had died. I wouldn't mind being dead for that reason. That's what I'm about to say now when you hear the reason why.
Let me tell y'all something. Keep going.
So his wife had died a month prior. And they were married for 54 years, and it sounds like they almost assumed that they passed together.
He died too, huh?
Yeah, it's like if she's gone, he probably is too. And he said, I've been, up there to give them a letter. I'd hand-delivered it to the council telling them, do I look dead to you? And in his letter, he wrote, I have today received an ill-informed letter from you telling me that I've passed away. It's in utter shambles. They're asking me to fill in forms where they think I'm dead, and it doesn't make sense. So this just goes to show how much sometimes government does not pay attention to what they're doing because they're literally having him fill out forms for being dead. If he was dead, how would he be able to fill it out?
Wait, let me see if I got it right. They are insisting that he's dead,
but
and he is in the room insisting that he's alive. But they continue to insist that he is deceased.
Yeah, and fill out paperwork.
In spite of his protestations. I'm a lot. That's interesting. Well,
yeah.
So did they resolve it?
Yes, I think they did, but they just apologized and said that it was a human error. I feel like he should still get the tax exemption.
I feel like I should get a tax exemption.
It's not like wrongfully being imprisoned or anything.
Yeah, and what injury did he actually?
But when you tell a 77-year-old man, I'm sorry to inform you that you've passed away, and he's probably already dealing with the grief of his wife, from the last month. He probably don't want to be here anyway, realistically, at this point.
Okay,
right?
Whoa.
I'm just saying, I've met a lot of people that have lost their long-term partner.
This man spent weeks and months insisting that he was alive, so he clearly doesn't. He has no morbid sense of his.
I'm thinking of the emotional damage.
But here's the wisdom in this, and this was interesting. The wisdom in this is that just because people call you a thing or say a thing to you doesn't make it true.
Absolutely.
It's not about what other people want to project on you to be your reality that makes it the thing that you have to claim.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to really fight hard to reject what people are saying about your life or saying about you or saying about what it is you have inside of you.
Because words are powerful.
Words are powerful, but the will of a man or the will of a woman can be more powerful than that. And you can fight against what people are saying by not responding, or you can fight against what people are saying by living in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So they said he was dead, so he proved that he was alive.
You're right.
And how many people watching it have had people say things about us or about you, and you had to really decide, make a decision
Yeah.
I am not going to be what they said that I am. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
And that brings up something for me too. That happens in situations even when you are guilty of that thing, say, so to speak, as an example. You have an option once you're made aware that other people feel this way about you to change that behavior. It's like one of those things for me when I hear something about myself that I don't like, it's very hard for me to unhear it, And I try to almost take accountability to see, is there some truth in that? Or am I just being defensive because I don't like, being identified as this thing? And
Well, both things can be true.
Exactly.
I mean, it can be the case that some of it is true. And it can also be the case that a lot of it is not.
Exactly.
When I hear things people say about me that I don't like, it exists in my universe for 29 seconds.
And after that?
And then after that, I've moved on.
I hear you.
You know me.
I do. That's why that's so funny hearing you say it.
But like you, I consider
Yeah.
the veracity of the statement because that's what it means to be intelligent. To be intelligent means that you don't dismiss things offhanded without any consideration.
Any consideration at all.
You run it past your mind.
You hear that, people?
run
Say
it
that one
past
more
your
time.
mind.
I think we might need to rewind that
I don't know what part.
About it does intelligence. That's a side of being intelligent.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of people don't take the time to sit and think about, things that people, are trying to sometimes educate them on because they're so caught up in whatever bubble that they're in. But it's like, man, it's not a knock on you. It doesn't make you dumb. It's not, making you guilty of anything. It's actually the really intelligent thing to do in that situation is to sit and actually think about it for a second. Doesn't have to be longer than 29 seconds, but having that moment of
That's all it gets from me.
consideration.
So if people say that you're dead, or people say that you're a liar, or people say that you're no good, what we're saying is consider the possibility
Where it came from.
that there might be some veracity to the claim.
Yeah.
Some parts of you may be dead. Some days you are nothing but a liar, lying to yourself most of all. But
Yeah.
then do what the guy did, and that is to say, fight to make sure that who you really are and what your real situation is has a chance to speak for itself. Because if you let other people tell you who you are,
That's what you're going to end up being.
they'll do it every time, and no one outside of your everyday reality can ever truly know what it feels like to be you.
Yeah.
And that is why I always say that when you give people the whole story, they'll line up with you twice as fast. And in the case of this story, there was a story behind the story. Because you were going in that direction, and I stopped you. The wife died. He's already dealing with grief.
Yeah.
But what he decided to do was to make the claim that I'm still here, and I'm not ready to die, and I'm not ready to give up on life. And everybody watching and everybody in this room, we all every day have to make that declaration.
Fight for our existence.
I'm not ready to die.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to die. I embrace life. I'm glad I woke up.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I may have to cry before the day is over, but it's good to be alive.
Yes, love you.
It's good to be free.
Yeah.
And it's good to be you.
Amen. That was a word right there.
Are we clapping?
Insert the claps.
Aaron,
like
you're not
that
clapping. If I don't
We
see
like
clapping
that
over
word.
there, you're going to get a shoe tossed at you with your nice jacket on. Aaron's got a nice jacket on, doesn't he?
You do. Aaron got a real nice jacket. I'm going to have to find out where
That
he
boy
got
knows
that
some
from.
fashion. Fashion.
Hey, hold on. What size is that jacket? No. It's my size.
No, Aaron's smaller than you.
Is he? Aaron look kind of tall.
I couldn't get my thigh in that jacket. Okay, people, let's keep going.
But yeah, no, just to bring that home, though, I think a lot of people can understand and learn from, something that seems like a silly story, but is very reminiscent of how a lot of people handle just criticism in general. And, being able to learn from even, the negative criticism, I think would take people a long way because you always have the option to throw it away. You don't have to take everything everybody says, to heart. You can take that with a grain of salt and, throw it away if it's something that you feel, strongly about yourself is not the truth or your truth. There's only one true.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about when people are criticizing each other on different topics and people take that negative criticism and take it on as their identity. And, you know, you don't have to do that, like you were saying, because you can take that time to, you know, acknowledge the fact that, you know, I'm going to fight for what I feel like, you know, I truly believe in myself and about myself, as opposed to what the rest of the world is telling me, you know? If a lot of people believe
stop
that.
Stop a second, because you just did something very important. This is a teaching moment, all right?
Go.
I'm going to be your dad for about 30
Okay,
seconds.
go ahead.
When you speak in the generic, it has less power.
Okay. Okay.
When you speak in the first person, you totally had my attention.
Okay, so I should reference myself as an example.
There's more power in the story than in the objective idea.
Okay.
Okay?
That makes sense.
Yeah, no, and that, but I'm saying to you, forget the TV show.
I know, I'm talking, it makes sense for me.
I'm saying to you, that is where your power is.
Okay.
When you're in conversation with someone and you bring it down to the I and the me, you own it.
Yeah.
When you're up here 50,000 feet,
you're above it. Yeah. I got that. That makes sense. It's like being in it with somebody and experiencing something with someone as opposed to observing and just being on the outside looking in. Like, we're in this together. I got you.
I tried.
I wanted to ask you before we go on to the next story, what would you have done if somebody called you and tried to tell you that you were dead? How would you verify your...
Depends on who it was.
You might pretend to be.
in some situations, I don't mind.
You go play dead on the phone. You just stop talking and act like you never answered the phone.
I'm going to act like I'm the voicemail.
Just keep on talking in the monotone, and there you go.
We're very sorry to inform you that Sean has gone home to be with the Lord.
Don't let it be a bill collector. I'm definitely
dead. Call my sons. Let them pay for this bill.
Oh man, that's good. We might be on this.
But we are in this sense. There are people to whom I am already dead. There are people for whom I no longer exist.
Yeah.
I'm irrelevant to them. I can do them no favors, or I've offended them in some way.
Yeah.
And so we are all dead to somebody. We are all dead to somebody. That's just the truth. And the beauty of the story and of what we're talking about is you can be dead to some people.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you have to be dead to yourself. Should I throw my shoe at Aaron or Tyler? Which one should get the shoe?
I think you got two shoes. You can do them both at the same time.
No, that'll get in your spirit, won't it?
It will. It
will.
No,
I can be totally irrelevant to you.
Yeah.
Okay with that. But I like what I see when I look in the mirror.
Man, I love that. And on that note, we're going to go to our first break, and we will be right back.
How do you know these breaks are coming?
I just got that spidey sense.
All right.
No one does Nosey better than me. Photos. We found 378 photos.
He good what he do, because I don't know how he found that.
These are years of snooping, okay? I know you nosy too. Head over to Nosey where you can watch full episodes of The Karamo Show and be nosy with me.
You bringing us back in?
No, we're back from the break.
Oh, I didn't know if you were just going to.
Make sure this gets into the show.
Cute.
So what are you going to introduce the show after every break? What the hell is going on?
I thought you could have said welcome back. I mean, damn.
Welcome back. Welcome back, people. We love you. It's good to see you. Hope you're comfortable. I'm giving this one a chance to get himself together. I'm already together.
I'm together. I'm just asking if you wanted to warm them up. I mean, you can't just go straight in. You got to.
Wow. What is happening? Wasn't there a lot of sexual innuendo? Whoa.
First of all, that was all of y'all, because I wasn't even thinking like that.
Water.
Everybody in here had the same reaction because all of y'all heads in the gutter.
All the ladies who are watching, I did that for you.
I was just
let him down that road.
You gotta warm it up.
There it is.
You can't just dive straight in. You know, there's.
Wow, you're going further. You're doubling down, Donald Trump.
Just saying, man.
You're trying to get the female viewership up.
Let's go. Hey, if it helps.
Take your shirt off.
Nah, we ain't gonna do that. I got a logo on my shirt. I might get in trouble.
Wow. Shots
Ooh.
fired at
Oh.
Andy. Andy the lawyer, we love you.
I'm just saying, I don't want no.
Okay, can we
better.
get into the
So,
story?
You ready?
All that back
We
from
going to
break.
China.
Okay.
Going to China. According to the Straits Times, undertakers, first of all, undertakers. I'm just going to continue here. Undertakers in China use AI to allow people to communicate with their deceased loved ones.
Okay.
There's a TV show about this.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And, excuse me, it says undertakers in China are using artificial intelligence to create lifelike avatars of deceased individuals, allowing their loved ones to communicate with them. So just like, you see Chat GPT and all these new AI softwares that they have, just imagine that being attached to an avatar like they give you on Instagram or something, and it actually being a loved one of yours that passed away, and they use all of their photos and, digital moments that they've had throughout their lives to create this AI software for them that knows, a bit of their personality, their speech patterns, all of that. And they've gotten positive feedback, believe it or not. I know you probably don't feel too strongly about this, but
You mean too positively?
I know you feel strongly, not too positively about this. But it's one of those things where I know everyone grieves differently. But do you think AI would possibly hinder the grieving process, or how do you think that affects us as humans psychologically when it's something that we all inevitably have to come to terms with?
You have put a point on it perfectly. And that is the problem with artificial intelligence, for me, is that it allows us to avoid what is real.
Yeah.
You're having these fake conversations, and now we're creating fake people so that we don't have to deal with reality. And at some point, life is going to strike back. At some point, life is going to say, no, a little world you created, and
It's
that
not
little,
real.
and that
This
little phone,
is.
this is.
Yeah.
And I shudder to imagine what that might be. But the other problem with it is we live in an age of superstition,
Absolutely.
where people don't have to deal with the truth. That is that which can be verified, seen, and is agreed to as a matter of consensus, right? And so people are sinking deeper into superstition.
Yeah.
And by superstition, I don't mean witches and warlocks
No,
and
not
wizards.
at all.
I mean things that people want to believe, things that people are inclined to think without any justification.
It just isn't true.
It's just what I think. And because it's in my head, it's got to be right.
That's my truth.
Yeah, don't get me started on that. But AI contributes to that.
It does.
Because we went from my truth to my reality. And now from my reality to my little world. And that's a problem.
Yeah.
Because it's not real.
It's
We
a
need,
slippery
we
slope.
need to have a greater appreciation for the real, even if it hurts.
Yeah.
I would rather have a real conversation about you not liking me or not wanting to be with me than have a fictitious relationship where it's the case that I find out that none of it was true and none of it was real.
Yeah. You feel like that would hurt a lot more.
But people are choosing to be lied to.
Yeah.
And now because the lie is digital, does that make it better? And the point I'm making is when you create a person that no longer exists out of video clips and sounds of their voices, you are lying to the person.
Because your body,
It's
it
a
doesn't know the
digital lie.
difference. You're still treating this person as if they're alive, and I
But,
feel like
but it's
chemically
a
that's not healthy
lie.
in that way.
It's
It
a
is
lie.
That's what
They're
I'm saying.
not alive.
It doesn't seem healthy.
You got to deal with that. You got to deal with the truth as it is.
Because there's going to be a time, just like you said, where rudely life is going to remind you of what is real and what isn't. And that's not something that you can just turn off. It's not something that you can just tone down. Life is going to be what it is. And the things that happen that we deal with inevitably, like death, illnesses, things of that nature, those are things that, although it's almost like, it seems like AI is trying to put Band-Aids over different realities and parts of life that people don't want to necessarily have to deal with, that may be difficult or strenuous, or stressful or whatever.
It's lying. Chat
that's what it is at the
GPT.
end
Hold
of
on. Chat GPT is the dumbest thing ever. And I'll tell you why I think that.
Go.
The whole room could disagree. I don't give a damn.
I want to hear it.
He's scared of nobody in here.
I'm excited to hear
Here's
this.
why it's the dumbest thing ever. Because if you're in college using Chat GPT, your dumb ass still can't write the paper. It did all the work for you.
Yeah.
And the whole purpose of it was for you to be able to do that. It's for you to be able to know it.
Yeah.
See, we've gotten to the point rather where we think producing the end result is the point of the process.
It's because that's all people
The point of the process is to develop you into something. So if you give me the end result and deny me the process, then I missed the whole point of it.
Absolutely.
I didn't learn anything. I didn't develop. That's why it's crazy.
Yeah. It's like people in a hurry to live their lives.
People are in a hurry to get the benefits.
Of things that
They want people to think that they're smart, to look good. They want to hand the paper into the professor.
Yeah.
They want to get the work done without realizing that it's the pursuit that makes you better. It's the journey.
builds
Go read The
character.
Alchemist, people.
Yeah.
Or you're going to get ChatGPT to read it for you?
They can get it to
I mean,
summarize
my
it.
point is, there's some things you still have to do. Even in a digital world, there's some things you still have to do for yourself. You can't get some analog. Is that what it is? I don't know what the hell you call it. You can't get whatever it is
AI.
to do this AI. You can't get it to do it for you. You got to do it yourself.
Yeah.
ChatGPT, write me a letter. Why can't you write the letter, you dummy?
Some people are using it though for, time, management situations. They can get tasks done faster. I don't think it's a bad thing when you've actually developed and learned a skill and you're not using it to replace your knowledge of it, but instead be able to build on what you already know. I don't see that personally as being a problem.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that. And I agree with that on a certain level. Human beings are not going to stop.
No, they're not. They don't take it as far as
That's
they go.
the problem. We're going to go too far
We
with this.
take everything too far.
We're going to go too far, and then we're going to end up being the victims of our own craziness. So let me just say, I told you so.
Did you hear about one of the people that they call one of the godfathers of AI has been warning people about the potential?
Yeah, it's
dangers
all
of
over. I mean, a bunch of people who are involved in it are warning people. But that's not an extraordinary act of courage. The act of courage should have been to be much more pensive and circumspect about developing it.
before it got this far.
How about that?
Because now it's out in the world, and like you said, humans tend to take things too far, regardless of.
We're already
what the
taking it too
situation-
far.
It just started.
We're creating people
that are dead.
who are dead, so that people who can't deal with the reality of death can sit in a room and act like they're still here.
And we had an episode where they were talking about the QR code being on the tombstones and doing something similar. This is a step even further.
I told you then.
Yeah.
It's going to go too far. Here we are.
Yeah.
We're too far. My mom died in 2015. Here's a woman that took me out of a garbage can. Loved me when I was abandoned as a baby. The only mother I've ever known. She died in 2015. She died at 97 years old. All right?
Wow.
I would love to talk to her again.
Yeah.
I mean, she was witty, wise, snappy. I'm a lot like her.
I can imagine. I was gonna say if
I'm a lot like her. It would be great to talk to her, to sit in the room and listen to her laugh. She had a big laugh. She was
Yeah.
a big presence.
Okay.
All right?
I love that.
Here was a woman that came up from South Carolina
Okay.
to live in New York by herself, bought a home in a white community. I'm telling you, was a seamstress.
In South Carolina too. That's
Had a
different than
sixth
being-
grade education. And our lights were never cut off. I was never homeless, never missed a meal. With a sixth grade education. It would be great to talk to her.
Yeah.
But I have to live in the reality that my mom is dead and that death is real.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a person of faith, you believe that maybe one day you'll reconnect and wherever place there is that people reconnect. If you don't believe that, that's fine too. My point is, I'm not going to go to the computer or my phone and have a fictitious conversation with my mom
Just to make yourself feel better.
just to make myself feel better about something that I know I cannot change. Why can't human beings accept the limits of being a human being?
We have up until now. Well, it's not that we've accepted it. We've been trying to find ways not to accept it, it sounds like, and we're starting to find them. But I think it's wild to me that we feel as a human race that we can't handle so much when life is easier than it's ever been.
Well,
And even as, I'm 31 years old, even for me, I have a lot of people that are older than me, a lot of people that are younger than me that, I can learn from at this age, I feel like. And one of the differences that I notice is that as life gets easier, we still as humans find a way to still make it tougher on ourselves. So there's all these tools that we have that we, hadn't had prior as far as technology and the way, we found ways to make things easier for ourselves. But somehow we as humans have a tendency to find ways to make it tougher still. Once we get that, new level of advancement, it's like, okay, we're gonna drag these other sets of, human issues to this to make it even tougher. And to me, it's like, I don't know where it stops. It just keeps on, like, no matter how advanced technology. Think about this, like 50 years from now, there's things, or 50 years ago, there were things that people never in their lives imagined would be possible, that are possible today. And back then, in their eyes, they would have imagined that a lot of these issues that we have would be solved due to these advancements. And majority of the things that we're dealing with now, we've been dealing with for a long time as humans, all around. And that's in every field, if you ask me, mentally, physically, spiritually. I just don't understand it. It's like we're our own worst enemies all the time.
I like pizza, so.
Yeah, and you like pizza.
My response to that is, at a certain point.
It's exhausting. To
Well,
me.
no, I wouldn't say it's exhausting. At a certain point, you can run your mind around that circle and miss out on your actual life.
Yeah.
So that's why my response was, man, I like pizza. Yeah. I can't figure out what all human beings are doing. I don't have special knowledge about that. But what I do know is that it's we die.
Yeah.
And before we die, we should probably live. And the price we pay for love is grief. And the way that you know that the love was real is that the grief is profound. And avoiding that is a denial of the truth of the love.
So, in other words, you're saying you can't expect to experience the greatest of loves in life without knowing what the greatest griefs can feel like as well. Yeah. Or else you're never going to appreciate it.
Yeah, we're human.
Exactly.
Coming from the Latin humando, which means the burying ones, the dying ones.
I remember you teaching me that.
So that's what it is. All right, I'm done with this.
You're done with that story. Yeah. All right.
Aaron, tell me what you think about this. I know you are not on TikTok. Everybody on TikTok of a certain age, in their 20s, early 30s, all talk the same.
Because they all looking at the same.
It's like, what's up, gang? What's up, slime? You feel me? You feel me? You feel me?
They all talk
for real,
the same
for real.
Way. You know?
They all talking cliches.
Yeah.
So I was talking to someone, and we had a conversation.
Yeah.
And we're on the phone. And this guy's talking to me in cliches.
Yeah.
So I said, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. You feel me?
Even if you did, you was going to act
I was like, no, I
did.
do not feel you, sir. I don't know. I need you to explain.
He said, for real. You
For real, for
fake,
real.
for fake.
I was like,
I don't know
what?
what you're talking about.
Say less. What?
Please talk like that to me from now on.
Say less.
Please talk like that to me.
I was like,
that's how me and all my friends talk to each other half of the time too. But it's like, it's modern day slang. That's all it is. Just like, people used to say homie, back in the day. I don't know what they said when you was growing up. But
wow.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
You and your cronies. That's
My cronies. We never use the term crony, you schmuck. How about that?
Y'all use knucklehead and
No, we didn't use knucklehead.
Yes, they did. I guarantee you was called a knucklehead when you were younger at some point. Am I wrong?
I was never called
Never called a knucklehead.
I've been brilliant since since I was in the garbage can.
You told us you discovered your brilliance in high school.
Just because I didn't know it doesn't mean I didn't have
Everybody
it.
else knew it though. Huh?
How about that?
Okay.
Don't play with me. Don't play.
So yeah, Jive Turkey.
Aaron, do you like this job? Aaron, you see the top name?
Scallywag.
Aaron, you see the top name? What's the top name on the show? You make jokes to him. He's the bottom name.
Oh man. So what was some slang that people used growing up for you then?
I mean, like dope,
People
hot.
still use that one. Yeah,
You know,
hot,
I
can see that.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That's fire. That's bomb.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
We still say a lot of them.
I mean, and that's fine,
Yeah.
but it was intermittent in
To
actual
see.
English. You know what I'm saying? The whole sentence like, you feel me? Feel me, gangy? What's up, gangy? And if somebody calls me bro one more time, I'm slapping them. What's up, bro?
Man. What's up, gang?
What's up, gang?
You gotta dap me up while you say it. What's up, gang?
No. So what's the etymology or the history of gang? Where did that come from? Who started that? You know?
I need a second. I don't know who started it.
Find
man.
out where
It's probably a
where-
musician
slang
though,
gang?
more than likely.
It probably was Lil Baby
or one of the babies.
or NBA Youngboy.
It could have been.
And they all talk like NBA Youngboy.
Oh, for sure.
They all sound like him.
That's because 40 million of them are
and-
listening to his videos every day.
And they think that that's a good thing. And NBA Youngboy, I think you are probably a great person. You are probably a great artist to a lot of people. So I'm not slighting you, sir. I have nothing against you at all. I've never met you, so I can't speak negatively or positively about you. But how you communicate outside of music is not something that I want the masses of us to sort of pick up. Okay? They all sound like him.
No, you're right.
Am I right?
You're right. And it's funny just hearing you speak on it because I'm so used to you speaking a certain way. And when I hear you speak like that, it's hilarious because it makes me realize how much different it actually is. And for you to be observing and just scrolling on TikTok,
That's
and
why I go
probably
on.
listening and like,
That's why I go
what
on.
are they talking
I'm just like, what? How do y'all know what each other's saying? And you know what the problem with that is? Oh, I'm about to stumble on something good.
It's like Ebonics.
Oh, this is about to get good.
Let's
you ready?
go.
Is that when you speak in cliches and half phrases, your audience or your listener can infer and add their own meaning to what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you can think you have agreement
Yeah.
and really not have agreement at all.
Yeah. Somebody could just be like, you good, gang. And
Yeah.
you don't even know if they really,
So
mean that or not.
So someone said to me on TikTok in the messages, we locked in.
Yeah. You know what that means? No. So we locked in means like we connected. I got you.
I got
we good.
that.
We good. We good. We locked in. Just know we good.
So, and my response was,
Locked in what? What are we locked in? Can we get out?
do you need help? Do you need bail?
Can we get out?
Can we get out? That's good. That's
I'm so
good.
confused.
Okay, people, I'm not as ignorant as they're making me seem, okay? All right? I'm tapped into the culture. All right.
See, he tapped in. That's another one.
But my problem with him saying we locked in was that it was an obfuscation of the words he really needed to say. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
You gave me a cliche.
Yeah.
What I need is an actual
Confirmation.
Boy, don't make me see. You see? I need a damn confirmation. We locked in, they ain't gonna do it.
It's like, so is that confirmed?
Are we actually going to do
Is
this?
this actually happening then? Okay, I'll just check.
We locked in. Mm-mm.
You got tears in my eyes from laughing.
I'm crying
about this.
too,
That
'cause-
was so funny. Man, I just want to hear you have a conversation with like an 18-year-old now.
Listen, I just had one.
Just to see how you looking at him.
And you know what I make them do? Come up to my level. Come on up here, little boy. Come on up here. Come up where I am. And you know what I found? Because I'm very respectful, as you know.
Yeah.
I'm very respectful and I'm very generous.
You are.
But at some point, I say to them, Now, we done playing down here. All right? I done been nice. But if we're going to go forward,
We're going to need to pick it up.
we're going to have to come up here.
Yeah.
And 9.5 times out of 10, they value that.
I always have. I've
value
never
that.
spoken to you like I speak to my, friends that talk, however, we talk together. And I think that that's a skill that most people should work on developing. I know for me personally, I got to see the both worlds of being, in, the inner city and dealing with, the slang and terminology that you have to speak to kind of fit in and get by, and then transfer into a school where if I were speaking like that, my teachers would look at me and be like, I'm not even gonna lie. One time I had a teacher tell me, we are not in the hood. And I didn't know whether I should be offended or check myself because I'm looking around the room and I'm one of the only little black boys in there. And I realized what I had said definitely was not up to the level of intelligence that I know I'm capable of.
Just stop for a second. 'Cause just hold that thought.
Yeah.
Because you said something that I want to correlate. See, what I'm saying isn't, I am not making the claim that because the language is colloquial and, let's say, urban or ghetto.
It ain't even got nothing to do
Wait,
with
wait,
urban.
finish my
Yeah,
thought.
I got you.
That's a problem. What I'm saying is, when you speak in cliches, you miss the opportunity for meaning and clarity.
You're right.
That's all I'm saying.
I get that.
I'm not denigrating the language.
Yeah, I know.
I'm saying the language is problematic when it's time for agreement, certainty, clarity. Because we assume things that two parties may not be actually agreeing
same
to.
page on.
And sometimes you have to, here's my point. Sometimes you have to be willing to employ more words. Sometimes the presence of more words will give you greater benefits later on.
Better more than ever now because everybody is constantly finding shortcuts to say different things.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying what the teacher was saying,
Yeah.
we're not in the
I
hood.
was like, I didn't know what
I'm
to
not
think
saying
at the
that.
time.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying because I can speak Negro too. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the Harvard thing fool you. Make me mad and watch what happens.
It'll come out, yeah.
Listen, you'll know I'm from New York.
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah. So no, and we all that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying when you having conversations with people you care about, or you're trying to get something done, the fewer words may not be the best option.
Yeah.
More words may bless you.
And naturally, we're gonna fill in the blanks when we don't have the answer, and
that's the point I'm making.
And that's a gray area for everybody.
We locked in. What the hell does that mean? Are you agreeing or not? I want to hear you say, I agree. Not some cliche that could apply to pizza and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Aaron, does that make sense? That makes sense, right?
Definitely.
It
There's
makes
a time
sense.
and a place for all of it.
Yeah, man.
There's a time in text messages with your friends, talking about something casual, If you're talking about something with someone where it's something either they care about or something you care about and you want to make sure that you guys are transparent about what's going on, you should be very clear in your words. And that's why you can't just live in that space of speaking to everybody like that. You know what I mean? Like, that was what I was kind of touching at, though, was that I developed the understanding, though, of like, okay, you got to know how to be able to speak to different people and understand. And that's why communication is so important. I was a communication major, and I never in a million years would have thought that major would be as important in my life as it is. I almost wish everybody mandatory had to take communications in college, because a lot of the classes had to do with psychology and understanding, why speaking a certain way is so effective to people, also understanding the origin of different people and why they speak the way that they do, and then looking at the social impact on that and why the socialism of it has really played an impact on why people speak the way they do, and the best way to effectively communicate to get your messages across to different cultures and social classes that you may not naturally just know from growing up in your own. And when you're out in the world, that's what you're dealing with every day. You don't know who you're gonna come in contact with. You don't know who could give you an opportunity for something that could change your life. You don't know any of that before you step out of the door every day. But the ability to communicate with anyone grants you that possibility. You know what I mean? And it's opened so many.
Up my leg.
Watch out.
What the hell?
Maybe I just gave you goosebumps. I was like,
Maybe
oh, that was
I'm
profound.
sorry.
The hairs on my leg.
Crawling
just
up my
start
leg like,
standing
what
up.
the hell? But it was nothing, people. Keep going.
But no, I was just saying that I think that that's a skill, though, that is completely undervalued by my generation, personally. The people that do value
skill?
it, the ability to communicate with anyone effectively.
Yes, stop. Because here's what I learned from TikTok. That TikTok is teaching me a lot, people.
A lot of people are learning from TikTok. I'm not gonna lie.
But
not in the way that you're learning from it. You're learning what not to do.
Right. They're trying to get actual information. I know better. But what you just said is so important because they're only preparing themselves to talk to each other.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's problematic.
It's going to keep you there.
Because the world is not made up of a bunch of 20-year-olds, who all live in a certain area.
And most of the people that are really going to be able to make differences in your life, probably in the direction, if you plan on elevating your life, the more that you elevate, the less of that there's going to be. And to, like you said, get comfortable in that, it's like literally getting stuck in your comfort zone. And you got to be able to have conversations with people that are more intelligent than you, that have seen more than you, that have done more than you, if you want to be able to advance your own life. So you're only holding yourself back by constantly living in that space and not developing those other communicative skills.
But here's the problem with the logic. Now, everything that you just said is true, and I affirm. But the problem with that very sound perspective that you have is that these kids are being rewarded for it.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
So how do you argue that?
Well, you argue it in this way. Just because people give you money for it,
doesn't mean that you gotta.
Doesn't mean that it's good for you.
Yeah.
People will pay you to destroy yourself.
We see it every day.
People will pay you to undermine your destiny and your future. Just because people pay you does not mean what you're doing is valid. That's another word I got from TikTok. Valid.
You valid.
I almost killed myself, but yes.
You valid.
Valid. Are you valid? First time I heard that, I was like, what?
Then you had to hear it a couple more times and start to figure out
I was
the
like,
context.
am I valid? What does that mean? Am I valid? Of course. Can you not see me? I am validly.
We need a whole segment of you just saying all of the new terms and ciphering your meaning for what you think it means. I would love to play a game. Next episode, we might have to pull that out because that is gold to me. But, on a more serious note, that is, I think, something that, one, you can really, really tell is having a major impact, I feel like, on people in general.
What is?
Just taking shortcuts and trying to make everything easier and shorter. It's kind of like the last story we were talking about. Like,
because people are lazy.
Yeah.
People are
I'm
lazy
to an extent, but at the same time.
No, we're all lazy.
Yeah.
I'm lazy too. There's things I don't feel like doing, but I understand as well as you. And they're all of us in here and all of us watching. We all understand that at some point, hard work is the thing that is required for greatness. And if you're going to be great, you've got to embrace a certain work ethic that's not, you don't get to skip it.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
You're right.
So are we done with this?
We're done with that story, yeah.
We didn't talk about it much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even remember what the hell
It was
the
about
story
AI. Was that the AI one?
Yeah, okay.
I went into NBA Youngboy.
We went into all kind of stuff.
Shout out to NBA Youngboy.
Shout out to NBA Youngboy, man.
Listen, young man, keep doing what you do and do it better. Be a better version of yourself as much as you can, okay? You can do it.
Want the best of Maury? Kevin, you are not.
Want the best of the Steve Wilkos show? Would you take Dave back if you left Katie?
Want the best of Jerry Springer?
Just download Nosey on your mobile device or stream it on Pluto TV, Samsung TV, or the Roku channel. Until next time, America.
I'm not surprised you.
Now, what Chicago rap is called?
What is that? The drill rap.
It's drill? Yeah, drill. Okay. Yeah.
Which has to do more so with the beat.
So people are listening to the Chicago, the O Block people?
They listen to them. Chief Keef was the originator.
Right. And so that's where they're getting these terms from.
And then the whole.
Because I've heard, we might have to cut this out. I've heard people say on BD, which is very Chicago.
Yeah.
There's a gang in
I
Chicago
was
called
about
the
to say,
BDs.
there's BDs and there's GDs.
Yeah,
And, there's,
and these people who are saying it
with no
are not.
affiliation,
Don't,
no nothing.
they don't know what the hell a BD
You got
is.
white kids saying it that
You
ain't
know,
never been to
and-
Chicago.
You know, and I those of you know, I went to graduate school. I did my doctoral work in Chicago, University of
Loyola,
Chicago.
Or University of
Yeah,
Chicago.
Loyola.
sorry.
Come
Not
on now.
Loyola. I'm sorry.
Get it right. You don't know
almost-
Loyola.
My bad. God
That's how you
forbid.
get shot.
Yeah, I know. I peeped.
Come on, gang.
My
Used to be a
bad. My
hip-hop
bad,
artist.
gang.
Come on, gangy.
I know you from Chicago.
On guard.
Oh,
on
God.
guard. We'll come back to that. But anyway, so I know, you know,
Yeah.
Listen, I know. So it's just weird hearing people misappropriate
Yeah.
and absorb rather things that they really don't know where it's coming from.
Well, part of it is, you know, rap and the community becoming a lot more mainstream than it's been. And more people that have never experienced any part of that life are seeing it on mainstream channels and things of that nature. And they're just adopting the slang because they're seeing people that make music they like saying it. And they don't know what it means. I don't give a damn what it means either, because to them, there's not going to be any consequences for saying it.
Yeah,
but
that-
you go to the wrong place and you say it, you will find out that
Yeah,
there are
but that
consequences.
to me is another indication of why we're even talking about this story with the
Yeah, it's because
AI.
of how
It's because,
popular it
huh?
is it because of how popular it is?
No.
Oh.
How about you let me finish my thought?
You right. Go ahead. Go ahead. My bad, gang.
He always,
My bad, gang. Here we
Listen,
go. Here we go. I
he
know
called,
these-
he called me on the phone the other day and did the same thing on the phone, and I just went ballistic. Like, could you stop interrupting my sentence? When you get married, you are going to have so many problems.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to help you. Stop doing that to people.
I'm sorry.
You just did it again.
I said sorry. I can't say sorry.
Okay.
Damn. See, you right. I ain't getting married. No, I'm sorry.
Don't worry, ladies. She's getting married. All right. Back to what I was saying. It is problematic that people would uncritically assume a set of language patterns without thinking about whether or not that language reflects them. But when you're being rewarded for sounding like everybody else, and you're being rewarded for doing the same damn dance all over TikTok like everybody else, you get 1 million followers because you did the exact same thing that the other person did on the other page, it undermines the point of living. The point of living is not to be an echo, it's to make an original sound. And there's something to be said about capitalism's undermining of that impulse, that people are willing to pay you to be a cheap copy.
That is so powerful. So powerful.
They're willing to pay you to sound like everybody else, because this world knows that a truly original soul will change the world.
Yeah, and to make it popular to believe that fitting in, you know, is going to make you
That's how you
stand
win.
out is crazy.
When has the herd ever saved the world?
You're right. I almost don't even have anything to say about that. It's so powerful because it's so true. And there's no, any way that you look at that, that is the case.
Because now I'm cool if I talk like you. Now I'm cool if I do that dance where you shake your hips. Can you do that
Lil
dance?
Uzi one, no, I can't. I've never tried to do that one. That's not in my wheelhouse. He be, nah. But, man, I'm over here stuck on what you said. You know, we weren't designed to be echoes. We were,
I'm doing my TikTok dance.
I see you. I'm ignoring you. I'm doing you now. I'm being you now.
I can't do it.
I'm being you now.
Like
you done?
my hips don't move like that.
Are you done?
I'm gonna throw my hip out messing around with you kids.
Look, I already got a bad back, so I know not to.
Oh my! And everybody does it, and they do it like 95 times on their page
Because you know why?
because they get
No,
validated for it.
yeah, exactly. And they make it a trend. And the trend should be being unique. It's crazy. They try to sell it as, oh, you got to be yourself. Just be yourself, and you're gonna. No, they don't want you to be yourself.
No.
They want you to be like the trend. Follow the trends is
Follow
what
the
they really
trend.
want you to do.
Follow the herd. Follow the herd. Friedrich Nietzsche.
And then we can wrap this up because
Mate.
we're running out of time.
Oh, okay. But Friedrich Nietzsche is a German philosopher, one of my favorite philosophers. He was crazy, but he was one of my favorite philosophers. And Nietzsche understood that herd mentality that herd acting, herd behavior will ultimately undermine the spirit of your own personal greatness. Like your own commitment to your personal greatness has to be, I don't do what everybody else does.
Yeah.
I don't talk like you, I don't think like you, because without the presence of the truly great individual, the culture doesn't move forward.
At all.
Martin Luther King didn't sound like everybody else.
Nope.
Malcolm didn't sound like everybody else. Fannie Lou Hamer, Ella Baker,
It transcends.
Bayard
every
Rustin.
category.
These are truly gifted individuals who said, I know what everybody thinks and sounds like, but I got to do this just a little bit different.
Like, I got stuff to do.
And without that, we have a whole generation that'll never be able to make a true contribution to the culture because they sound like everybody else.
Too busy trying to be like each other.
Now I can't even tell who's rapping.
Yeah. Because they all sound
They
the
all
same.
sound alike.
Yeah.
I have to cut on Shazam
Yeah. Just to find
just to find out who's singing this song.
Yeah.
Because they all sound. My point is, and we can take a break. My point is, we need to ask ourselves as a culture, as a people, why is it the case that this world is rewarding us for sameness to the degree that it is?
Somebody's benefiting from it.
Somebody doesn't want there to be the rise of a truly great and remarkable individual. Why is that?
Threatens power.
And now we go to break.
And on that note,
Bring it home. That's it.
well, we might as well bring it home because I think.
Oh, that's it? The
we
show's
ran out of
over?
Time for the, yeah, we got.
Oh, I thought we was going to break, people.
Yeah, no, the long break.
Long break. We'll be back next
We're
week.
going on a break for a week, y'all. We'll be back next week.
We'll be back next week. Thank you for tuning in. And hope you had a good time. We always have a good time with you. Put your comments in the chat. Rich will read them.
Yep.
And he might even respond to a few of them.
We might. Might
Yes. All right, people. Be blessed. Be well. Be better. See you next time.
not. Be you.
The content on McMillan and Morrow is provided as commentary on news and current events for entertainment purposes.
Hey, everybody on the YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. If you like what you see, make sure you like and comment and share because we got to spread the joy, people. That's how it goes. See you next time.